New survey one lema at Jambemo. Alo aye lamso. The monga dungri. What a guy with bad boy. With a wiki jung. Ye me. Yexon. Ye sistema. Say lamso. Welcome to all the learners. I am bad boy Paul, your lamso teacher. We begin with the very first lesson, which is the alphabet, the lamso alphabet. We begin by calling a letter in lamso and calling the corresponding word in which that letter appears, and then the translation of that word into English. I know yung system singwa. Ayong GMO singwa esho yidrensho ilamso yonge ane yung GSho mo abinere yiwad ilamba ilambirish. A as in auni day. B as in bar cock. Ch as in chu to sacrifice. D as in dom to push. A as in care to have. E as in fur relative. As in fair to make. G as in gore to bend. As in hand to doubt. E as in tea stone. J as in jaw to grind. K as in can monkey. L as in love house. M as in bum money. N as in na to cook. N as in tongue to cry. O as in call to catch. P as in pam can or tin. Cure is absent. Cure ilamso. R as in war. S as in sang to write. T as in 30 to join. U as in you bees. V as in valve wing. W as in womb egg. X is absent in lamso. J as in Jaja old woman. Z as in the road. C as in feet to measure. Even senena litang for vinyovimovi. Lord lea ye sang sisangwa si mosi. Isang fiksi iano sang fiksi ben before ta. Versen fun bang for Nansin inari nyomo be kum sisangwa session. Kemiki the singma ye ayong ingirishi si ilamso ayong dich wo akilwad ingirishi anen sanad sisangwa se ayong ingirishi ye ch moji ye alo ayong church adu fombi awa kere singwa mo de singwa ayidre ifi yi odre English de singwa ayidre ifi akabong yom sindia tang for singwa ayeshon ekina du fombi awi singwa ayeyinga yi odre ilam dirishi ayilo wadre mo ganse atatin nga lore yong yuri mo yiko boyidre mo ganse atatin sisenwa se alo ayong ilam girishi gi ng ibo iwa ko mo simaran be adu sima yayong girishi ye gi kyo iotse ilam so ekina wi fombi sima yayong ji ilam girishi gi x wiotse ilam so awi kina bikin fi sin yeji sima yayong gi z ingirishi yize ilam so iyo iti fo ngito de sima alwa vasin ibo yiwat ilam so moji yeji z road aker servizm vifavizm zm bo yo z awakir ayo alo lai wakir sima yesho yuati fo ngitu yo iti fo ngitu igan se mo iti se ma se lamso gan se sang lamso kina sunen lamso enentinatu isima ren ayong si yiremo fakialo ayong ngirishi apostrophe bet si ayong glottal stop alo yong si ma yesi ren wade moji ki yoy keki du si ma si menbe kempi si kids iji mo mbe ayong wade mo yeji ayong ji yeji kiyo keke nafi nembe akin ker sima aker eji simo mba ayong wade ma lo ma sima ye narmo fini na kiyo ibe igan semo alo awa sang kuku ngan se asang lamso we look in wuta sang jimumba benani yenau sangad kiyo titi yan semo ayo adamo fini na kiyo ibe bo ayo kefo sangad bo asangad sima ya musi yang ye glottal stop. To make a quick review of the remarks in English, in lamso, the letter C in lamso sounds as CH in English. It sounds as ch. And then there is a new letter in the lamso alphabet called which you don't have in English. You have in English only as a phonetic sound, but not really as letter of the alphabet, as a sound for when doing phonetics. And then we come to another letter here. In the English alphabet, it is also absent. It is called ng in lamso. It sounds as ng. It sounds as ng in English. For example, if you consider the word Tom, if you write the same thing in lamso, you are going to write like this. So ng replaces replaces ng in the English alphabet. We also take note that the letter Q is absent in lamso, and the letter X is also absent. Now we come to the letter X, to the letter Z. The letter Z in lamso does not stand as a letter on its own. it appears only in combination called digraph. So it appears only in digraph. For example, you have Z as in the road, the to be, and so on. So Z does not really stand out on its own. It appears in combination with D. It appears in the digraph DZ. Now we also have the glottal stop, which is we also have C, which is called the glottal stop. The notation here is like that of an apostrophe. So it appears, it's like a stop in the breath when you are pronouncing a word. For example, you consider mbe, a shoulder mbe. You actually get a short stop in the breath as you call this word. So when it appears like that, most people writing the English language, they put H, but then that H is not proper when you are writing lamso. Now, it's also important to take note that the glottal stop does not appear only at the end of words. You also have words in which the glottal stop appears medially or at the middle of the word. For example, you have fixing, to compare. You have fixing, to compare, and some other words. Now, there is, even though it's not mentioned here, there is another important remark to take note on N in lamso alphabet. N may sound in two different ways. It may sound as N in English. For example, you have you have N, the letter N sounding as For example, in the word na, to cook, nan, to lift. Now, we also have a situation where the letter N, in lamso, it may also sound like a combination of N and Z. N, like N. For example, in a word like to enter. Now, if one were to write it, you will be tempted to write as NZ, but then some man in his alphabet will simply write it as N. So it's very important so that when you have Nancy to appreciate with a gift, Nancy for Nancy to appreciate with a gift, you simply write N and not NZ. So those are some of the very important things to take note. So with this, I think we can